Welcome back to UK Knowledge Guru. In this video, I will explain you 7 steps how to apply UK sponsor license yourself. I won't just tell you what documents you need, I will also show you how to get these documents. And I am 100% sure that there is no way after watching this video you can apply sponsor license yourself. In this video, we will be discussing following steps. Step 1. Establish a company. Step 2. Get your documents ready. Step 3. Complete the online application. Step 4. Send supporting documents by email. Step 5. Consider applying for priority services. Step 6. Assign a certificate of sponsorship. Step 7. Apply for self-sponsor skilled worker visa. Let's get started. Step number 1. Establish a UK company. In order to qualify for a skilled worker visa through self-sponsorship, you will first need to either register a new company in the UK or have already registered a company in the UK. I know if anyone watching this video from outside the UK wanted to ask, is it possible to register a company from outside the UK? Yes, it is possible to register a company from overseas. There is no requirement for a director of a UK company to be UK residents or British national. However, all directors of UK companies, including non-UK residents, must meet certain requirements and obligations. Now let me show you how much it costs to open a company in the UK. So again, we will go on gov.uk website. I'll put this link in the description as well. If you search for guidance for company's house fees, this was updated on 1st of May 2024. On this guidance, you can see companies, information and registration fees. The incorporation fees is £50 online. This is what it cost. There are loads of fees. So same day incorporation is £78 through software. So all the services, they are all mentioned on this page. If you are opening from overseas as well, they have also registration of a UK established of an overseas company, £71 through paper. So you have all the fees mentioned on this page. Okay. Now let's start with step number 2. Get your documents ready. This is the most important section for the sponsor license. So we will discuss this in detail. Company's house registration number, which we just discussed in step number 1. When you will form a company, you will get a letter at your registered business address, and that is the company's house registration number. Number 2 document is signed annual accounts. It's mandatory if the business is over 18 months old. Now let's discuss how to find that detail. So again, we will go on gov.uk website. I'll put this link in the description. Accounts and tax return for private limited companies. It clearly says over here, file first accounts with company's house. The deadline is 21 months after the date you registered with company's house. So when you will form a company, obviously you don't need the signed annual audited because it's not 1 year. It's a new company. So you won't need it at that time. But if you wanted to know how to file accounts and tax return, so you will go in the section business tax and VAT. Over here you have the link, use HMRC online service or accounting software. When you will open a business bank account, you will get one accounting software. Use that account to do your accounts, and that will be the easiest way, and it will be free for you. The third document is minimum 1 month business bank statement. The banks needs to be registered and regulated by a FCA and PRA. Now let's discuss what does that mean. For that, we will go on bankofengland.co.uk. Click Banks List 2023. On that list, it will give you all the banks which are regulated by FCA and PRA. PRA means Prudential Regulation Authority. Many applicants do argue that this bank is allowed, this bank is not allowed. So this is the list which clearly tells you that which banks are allowed. So it's a long list. It's not like, for example, Atom Bank, that's allowed. Axis Bank, that's allowed. Bank of Scotland. So usually the confusion is on Starling Bank. So look for the Starling Bank on this list. You can't see that. There is a bank. The Starling Bank is there. Next confusion is Tide Bank, which is not on this list. I know that, but let's see. See that the Tide Bank is not, but Tesco Bank is in this. TSB, Turkish Bank is also on this list. So this is the list. I will put the link in the description again for you, so you don't have any. There's also Punjab National Bank International Limited. This is also on that list. So all these bank, Monzo Bank Limited, that's on list as well. Metro Bank PLC, that's also on the list. So this is the list which was updated on 1st of February 2023. So I'll put the link in the description if you need this. If you need any confusion, for example, there is a bank which is Habib Bank as well, is also on this list. HSBC, because usually they say High Street Bank. So Monzo is not a High Street Bank, but still is on the list. Next document is Employer's Liability Insurance Certificate. Minimum employee covers £5 million. If you Google or you go on Money Supermarket website, you can get the Employer's Liability Insurance Certificate. Roughly it costs 35 to 55 pounds depending how long you need, but minimum that's what the fee is, like, you know, the premium for this. Next document is copy of lease, freehold or tenancy agreement. This is important. If you even running a business from home, for example, you're got Amazon shop online and you running a business from home, you need to provide tenancy agreement, which should clearly state that it's allowed, you are allowed to run the business from the home, from your landlord. Okay, if you have a container or if you have a shop, you need the tenancy agreement. Next document is copy of regulated approval, health and safety star rating for food businesses, ACCA, SRA. We will discuss this in detail later on. I will show you what do we mean by food safety rating, etc. Next document is VAT certificate if registered. Obviously, if it's a new business, you are not registered for VAT. Pay or account office reference letter from HMRC. So when you will open a company, it will give you the option set up a payee. Payee means that you will pay someone a salary. Because you are applying for skilled worker visa, you need to pay yourself a salary. So you need to be registered. So there is a number which you get from HMRC on registering. How to get payee? There is a separate video on my channel. I'll put that link in the description. In addition to the sponsor license application form, which we will fill later on in this video, you will also need to submit a minimum of 4 supporting documents from the list above. So you don't need all of them, but you need minimum 4. So pay can be one of them. If you have a lease tenancy agreement, that's second. Employer's liability insurance, that third. Minimum 1 month bank statement and company's house registration number. So this is how you complete your documents. But some documents are mandatory. For example, if you are a startup defined as operating or trading for less than 18 months, then you must include bank statement or a letter from your bank. For example, franchisees must send a franchisee agreement signed by both parties. For example, if you are a food business, then you must provide evidence of registration, approval by a food authority, such as evidence of your scores on the door rating. Also, if you have audited accounts, then you must be submitting those accounts as well. Our next important document is hierarchy chart. This must detail any owners, directors and board members in your organization has 50 employees or fewer. Then you must include the name and title of each staff member. For example, this is the hierarchy chart for a small real estate business. We also call this organization chart. So owner, that's how you need to mention, and who is the owner, name of that person. Office manager, transactions, account receivables, account payables, payroll, marketing, office assistant, and if you have agents. So this one for the real estate business. Okay. Now next one is for the small business coffee shop organizational chart. If you have a restaurant manager, owner, accountant, chief executive. So this is how, like, if you have cooks, dishwasher, assistant accounts, waiters, bus boy, girl. So you will mention all their details on this. This is the chart which I have created for you to help you. and I'll put the link in the description as well, so you can download the file from Google Documents and you can amend it. So for example, in this one, business with one director, so this is the organization chart for that. So you will mention the director name and authorizing officer, staff according to that, so you can amend all this. Okay. The second one is business with two directors, in cases where you have director and authorizing officer, and you are a director who is actually applying for the skilled worker visa self-sponsorship. So this is how you will create. And you have, like, if you have employees, you will mention the employees. Usually you have a graphics designer, you have if you have a chef, if it's a takeaway, you will have a chef, etc. But you can amend, but this is just an example for you, and the link is in the description. You can download and use this. Apart from your documents, you also need to write a cover letter. There are two main reasons to write a cover letter. Reason number one, you must submit mandatory information. Reason number two, your cover letter allows you to paint a picture. I have seen many YouTube videos in which they are saying you don't need to tell why you are applying for sponsored license. And it's not mentioned in sponsored license page on gov.uk website. But that is not the case. Let me show you where it's mentioned. So on gov.uk website, Appendix A supporting documents. It was updated on 9th of October 2023, version 10/23. You go down on this page. I will put the link again in the description, so you know where to find this document. Now let's discuss this part. Additional information for skilled worker and Tier 2 Minister of Religion. If you are applying for sponsored licensed worker on skilled worker visa, you must provide the information below, as well as the documents from the following tables on your application, or your application will be rejected. So the table which we have already discussed, the documents, those documents are coming from the Appendix A of the table. Now what it says clearly, it says, tell us why you are applying for sponsored license, what sector you operate in, what are your opening and operating hours. You must provide a current hierarchy chart detailing any owner, director and board members. If your business has 50 employees or fewer, you must list all employees and set out the names and title of all staff. Tell us about the job you wish to fill and for which you intend to assign a certificate of sponsorship. Includes the following information for each job. So if you are applying for the skilled worker visa, for example, IT assistant, job title and occupation code, duties, what duties that person will be performing, where the job sits on hierarchy chart referred to above. So when you are applying for a skilled worker visa, where that person sits, if he's a director, or is he a, like, he'll be working as a programmer, coder or whatsoever. Minimum salary you would guaranteed if the job were vacant today. This question, the answer to this question, many people miss that. So do provide the answer for this question. Skills, experience and qualification required. So if it's a graphics designer job, then what skills, experience and qualification required for this? What degree he should have? You must indicate which jobs are currently vacant and for which you intend to assign a certificate of sponsorship. So for example, in your company there is only one job, so you will mention that. If you have already identified someone that you wish to employ via sponsorship system, you must provide evidence of how you identified this person. So this is to stop you. So you basically don't allow you to bring your family members. So that's why they wanted to know where you identified this person. Okay. If you identified this person as a result of a recruitment process, you should include copies of advertisement placed to recruit for the job, detail of any applicant and why they are not suitable for the job. You should confirm whether the person is already working for you. So if the person is already working, you need to inform that. If he's not working, that's a different story. If you have not advertised the job, the person you wish to employ is not currently working for you. You should confirm how you identified that this person was the most suitable for the job. If you have already identified a person, including if they are an overseas national already working for you, for example, you are on a graduate visa and you're already working, and intend to work or assign a certificate of sponsorship to them, you must provide the following detail of the person: full name, date of birth, nationality, current immigration status, current job title and duties, 3 months pay slip if applicable. So this is what the Home Office wants. Usually what I have seen, applicant apply for sponsor license and then the Home Office asks you all these questions. Where did you find this person? How did you find this person? Where the job was published? So it's better to mention that in your cover letter. Now let me show you how to write a cover letter. So this cover letter is for application for sponsor license, fish and chip shop, London, for example. This is just a template, okay? Why are you applying for sponsor license? We are applying for sponsor license to address a skill shortage within the fish and chip industry. Despite extensive recruitment efforts, we have been unable to find suitable qualified UK worker to fill a crucial position within our business. A skilled worker migrant with specific expertise in fish preparation and cooking would significantly enhance our operations, etc, etc, etc. Okay, I won't read it completely, but I'll show you the main. And I'll put this letter in my description so you can download and you can use it if you need it. Okay, it will be on the Google Docs. Sector, fish food industry, opening and operating hours. So this is how you mention your opening hours and operating hours. So if they are different, you know, and you will mention your hierarchy chart, which I have just discussed how to provide that. So you will provide a separate copy. So I have provided you PowerPoint link and you can create that chart on that. Okay, job to be filled. So this is the job title, occupation code, duties, hierarchy. So basically who he's actually reporting to, minimum salary, skills, experience and qualification, current vacancy and recruitment process. So this is just an example. The position of fish and chip shop is currently vacant. We have advertised the position on list of platform job example, for example, Indeed, local newspaper, Jobil, Gumtree, for a period of numbers of week. Provide that. We have believed that the skilled migrant worker with required expertise would be an ideal candidate for this role. So provide whatever details you have. If you have identified the person already, for example, if anyone is working on a graduate visa in your company, already working in a shop with you, then provide all the details. Okay, but if you're hiring someone from outside, then it's different. Now let's discuss application for sponsor license, online business, for example, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, if you have an online shop and you're setting up that kind of a business. So why are you applying for a sponsor license? Our company name is online with Amazon business seeking to expand its operation and increase its workforce. We require a sponsor license to employ a skilled worker from overseas who possesses the specific expertise necessary to drive our business, etc, etc. What sector you operate in? So provide that. What are the opening hours? Our business operates 24/7, 365 days a year because it's an online business. Okay, so again, you will provide the organizational chart. You will provide who is working, duties, minimum salary, skills. This is how another way you can mention. You can mention in the PowerPoint as well. You can mention this way as well. Recruitment process. So what you have done for recruitment. Candidate details if someone is already working for you, like we discussed. Additional consideration. So for example, evidence of financial standing. You need to provide evidence on your company financial health to demonstrate your ability to support sponsored worker. So if you're paying £38,000 salary, so where that funds coming from? So if for example you have investment of £15,000 and you wanted to expand from there. Accommodation arrangement. You may need to provide information about accommodation arrangement for sponsored licensed worker if applicable. If on your COS you have mentioned yes, then yes, you have to. English language requirement. Again, the person who's coming, so you need to provide that. What? Genuine vacancy. You must demonstrate that the role you are sponsoring are genuine vacancies and not created solely to employ a specific individual. So these are just the points which you should consider while writing a cover letter. Okay. Number 4, send supporting documents by email. For your sponsor license application to be valid, you must send all the documents within 5 working days of the day on which you have submitted your sponsor license application online. So it's always recommended, get the documents ready first, like I have discussed above. All those documents, get them sorted, and then apply for sponsor license. Step 5. Consider applying for priority processing. Specific technique. No, people don't know that technique. So you have to wake up in the morning and you have to click within 30 seconds in the morning. I have complete guidance on that, how to do it. So watch this video for how to do it. Step 6. Assign a certificate of sponsorship. Once your company sponsor license application has been approved, your business will be able to apply for and then assign a defined certificate of sponsorship. Usually with every sponsor license, you get one COS by default. Certificates of sponsorships are electronic record which you must assign for each migrant worker you wish to employ. Each COS will have a unique reference number which enables an applicant worker to apply for sponsored license skilled worker visa. Your certificate of sponsorship must be issued not more than 3 months before the date your skilled worker application. Your certificate of sponsorship must include mandatory information, for example, detail of your name, job, salary, start date, confirmation that certificate of sponsorship has not been used in previous application, which was either granted or refused and has not been withdrawn by the sponsor or cancelled by the Home Office. Step number 7, the last and final step. Apply for self-sponsored skilled worker visa. Once a certificate of sponsorship has been assigned, you will be able to apply for a skilled worker visa via self-sponsorship. In order to sponsor yourself for a skilled worker visa, your visa application will need to demonstrate that your certificate of sponsorship is valid, your job offer is genuine, your job is at appropriate skill level, you will be paid a salary which equals or exceed both a general salary threshold and the going rate. There is a complete guidance on my video how to apply a skilled worker visa, in which you can get the salary requirement description. Your sponsor has paid any required immigration skill charge. This is what you will pay when you will apply for the sponsor license, certificate of sponsorship, when you will assign COS. You are competent in the English language. So if you have IELTS requirement, etc., so provide that. You have enough money to support yourself. You have provided a criminal record certificate if required. You have provided a valid TB certificate if required. You can apply for skilled worker visa up to 3 months before the day you are due to start work in the UK.